wondering why I wasn't being able to say anything. Hello. I need to put that volume up. Alright, let me put that volume up, see if that helps out at all. Maybe drop the system volume for the game itself just a little bit. Let me see. Alright. Cool. Let me adjust myself here. Oop. Adjust myself here. Let's see if I can get this to sound right, and I just need to double check that it's working in this here. Oh. All right. Let's see. Because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not too quiet, but I'm also trying to make sure that an audio stream bit rate of 128 kilobytes per second. All right. So hopefully that if I do this the right way, I'll actually have something, I don't know, substantial to have here. Yeah, all right. Keep adjusting myself, make sure I can get in the microphone the right way, I guess. All right. Well, I think it's time. So I wish I, well, let me find out how to turn this off. All right, hello, it's me. You know me. I just want to make sure that all the sound is going in right. I want to make sure that everything's, I don't know, sounding okay. I don't want anything to be fucked up as we're continuing through this. Oh, probably shouldn't curse. Let me try that again. Don't want anything to be messed up as we're continuing. So, yeah. So I just want to make sure that I'm on this live broadcast, see if anyone else is even here. Oh, awesome. Cool. Well, all right. So I'm gonna be playing Golden Sun today. I've been thinking about this game for quite a little while. It was one of my favorites as a kid, and so there's a lot of little like secrets and stuff, and even like bad memories I have of getting really far in without saving and then dying to really incredibly strong monsters. And until recently, I didn't realize that that wasn't just me like hallucinating. So I'm gonna give that a shot. I'm gonna go in, try to get as far as I can. I want to get to the Mercury Lighthouse today, if possible. but I don't know if I can. So I'm just going to be naming all these guys right now. Big Bo is him. I guess that just makes sense. And then this is going to be a real simple naming thing, I think. No, I really enjoy this game. Again, like it was one of my first games that I had ever like owned on my own. It was a Christmas gift that I had got received from my dad, like my fifth birthday or so. And I had no idea what an RPG was. I didn't even know how to really read my first time going through this. And this isn't, it's a JRPG, so not knowing how to read going into this is ridiculous. I remember this whole little beginning portion, because I mean we're playing it on the Game Boy Advance, going through. Let me move that. Going through playing the beginning on the original Game Boy Advance, the little like brick tablet thing. I remember how crisp this was. I remember really wanting to just see. Or I'm sorry, hear like the full voice text. I remember these little like chirpings that the characters make really stood out as being weird when I knew that like a speaker was in my game. Yeah, exactly. It was just mash at that point. Yes, I want him to dump his stuff. All right. I remember at this point I needed to go west. I think there's at some point in this game that we need to. I think I skipped over the dialogue, but we have to go west, and I didn't know what direction west was for forever, and so I would just walk around in this little area waiting for something to happen, and eventually I wandered into the right place. The giant meatball boulder, always fun. I like that one. I think it's really cool. See, I always thought this part was a little weird. That guy just stops, and like it's not like the boulder's really doing anything else. Like he could probably just leave. He doesn't need to stay there. He doesn't need to help. There, I believe. Oh no, I can't go there. Yeah, I didn't know about artificial roadblocks in the game as well. I had forgotten about a lot of these. Um, but there are a little bit of monsters in here, and I remember that was so much fun the first time I ran through here. Also, if I hold B, I can sprint a little bit. Oh, yes, I think he's gonna die. Yeah, I can be a nice person in this game, but it's not like it rewards you in any way, shape, or form. Not that being a nice person requires a reward, but we're just gonna be doing this. I thought this little mouse creature is was one of the cutest things when I was little, and I wanted a little pet plushie with it, like with his little like slappy hand. I don't know. I always thought that would have been cool, but alas, I don't get that. But at least they make back scratchers now. I'm actually going to change the window setting. I actually prefer it in blue. Um, turn this to dark blue. There. Oh, god damn it. I needed to hit the save button on there. Let's put the brightness down. And then speech on, auto sleep, whatever, message speed fast. Alright, cool. That should fix it. Take care, man. Thank you for stopping by. Alright, look at this little bat. I just... I, I like that all the creatures in this game have like a really nice, cute art style. At least all the early creatures have that. And then you start getting into some, scarier creatures going into the later game. But look at these little mushrooms. Look at their big ass eyes. I love them. I love them. Little blue hands. Oh, I probably should have made him attack the same guy. That was a mistake. Well, on the plus side, these mushrooms aren't attacking me, and it's all good. So after killing a few of these enemies, and there's set spawns just to kind of introduce you tutorial style into these things. I believe meatballs come in and stop us from moving those in those directions, which is a little unfortunate because I do want to actually, you know, explore the city at some point. We can't right now, but it's whatever. So meatballs are up there. I'm going to just run down over here. Big ass staircases, and oh, another cutscene. All right. So yeah. Uh-oh. All right. Give me a second. Oop. I like that they can't get a rope. Is the sound too quiet for the game? Alright. If it is, let me know. I can make it a little bit louder if I need to. Kind of want to speed through this tutorial if I can. Oh, okay. Alright, good. Thank you so much. Awesome. Alright. At least now I know I can save these settings. Yeah, I can help this lady. Or my mom, I guess. I'm just glad I can save these settings for another time when I go back into doing this. So that I'll have something that doesn't sound awful or me just getting blown out. Because that's how I feel like most of the videos that I've been making have been sounding. With like my voice being too quiet, and I just... when I'm recording it, because I don't have like a stereo system, like I just don't know where it needs to be exactly to make sure that I'm sounding perfect. Buff is taking a lot of damage. I guess Kinos is too, but there's no way to stop that. Alright. I'm just gonna, you know, I'm not gonna really explore. I know where I gotta go. But coming through here, I believe... oh no, it's not this time. It's the time after that. When I'm on my way back after I get help from the buff guy who's sitting on the rock. I forgot about that. It's been a long time since I've played this game. I didn't even realize how long it's been. Yeah, there he is. Just sitting there, perched on a rock, waiting for stuff. Ooh, hello. So, because I couldn't read back when my first playthrough of this game, I always thought it was Mount Alf, because I didn't know how to add in that E into there. And so basically I've been calling it Mount Alf my entire life, and synergy is how I've always pronounced it. It might be synergy. Oh, small echo after I speak. I wonder if this is why. Here. Alright. Stream's still going, right? The stream's still going, let me, or not, oh, it should be live. I think that's what my settings are saying. Did that fix the echo? Ah, okay. It was just that I was having my playback in the thing, and I'm not really playing with sound out, like, that I can hear, so I had that playback. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Dende. Alright. But yeah. So I love that this guy's just a buff character. He's my favorite. He's a nameless character, #1. But just look how angry he is. Like, look at the way he walks. Like, everybody else has like a fun walk cycle. He's just like straight, just towering over everybody. And then now he's scared, but you know, he was buff before. That's what matters. That was what I was trying to get across. Boop, meatball time. Oh, okay. So the way that they do this scene, I don't know why that flickers there. That was even in the Game Boy Advance. Like, I guess it just couldn't render shadows right. And so I always thought that that was weird. And as a 5-year-old, I didn't quite understand what the meatball did to, like, all of them. Like, I understood that, like, it hit them really hard. But that was it. I'm not going to talk to any of them. I don't think I have to. Oh, no, I do have to. Alright, I'm just going to leave. No, I can't. I have to actually talk to them. Alright. No, it can't be. Mom, Dad. So, like, I knew they died, but, like, I guess they died off screen, so it just looked really, really weird to me. Alright. Alright. I need to go inside, maybe? No, didn't. Fuck. How do I... I can't remember how to progress the game. That's ridiculous. Alright. Alright, and I think I need to talk to this guy a second time, maybe. Oh, he wasn't even blocking the path. No, man, it's been a long time. So he wasn't even blocking the path, and I'm able to get through here. Alright, then Buff is gonna start talking to everybody and be like, I need to do this. Yeah, exactly. That was what I was hoping, that just talking. Okay. I love Satoros. He's fun, and Minardi is also fun, I guess. I don't know if they're both guys. I don't know if Satoros is a boy and Minardi's a girl. I guess it doesn't really matter. I just like that they can be ambiguous blue people, which is kind of cool. Like, she's got, like, or she, woman, she's got, like, demon ears, or elf ears. And then we gotta go to the Soul Sanctum, and, you know, this is when they hint that they're the ones who caused all this problem. You know, you find that out later on. You can kind of assume it right now. I was eavesdropping on them. I'm just gonna tell the truth. It's easier. And then this guy's like, blue people. Are you sure you should be talking to blue people? The answer is no, you shouldn't. But we're gonna die anyway, so that's just how it happens. Alright. So, Mystery Woman and Mystery Man appear. And if you can hear it, this is one of my favorite themes in, like, Game Boy Advanced, like, lifespan. It's just so catchy. I wish I knew other really good, like, composers of that era. You're supposed to lose in this. There's no way you'd be able to take them down. You could probably, like, cheat and, like, one-hit KO them, have, like, maxed out stats and do that, but there's no point. You have to die anyway. Yeah, I can turn the game up a bit. I'll turn it to maybe... how's that? How's that? Oop. Is that better? Basically doubled the sound, so hopefully you can hear it now. Ah, okay, sweet. Alright. This tutorial level, I really don't like. It takes a very long time in the tutorial. The tutorials end eventually, but this whole portion takes so long. I'm sure that there's a way to skip it, and yes, I have a turbo button that I could hit if I really want to, but I don't want to hit it. I think it defeats the purpose. Alright, and this is where they introduce you to the glovey hand that, you know, is Synergy incarnate, which is cool. Jenna and Garrett are friends, and she's like, why did you guys die? And the answer is, yeah. We died because 2 people died, or 2 people killed us, or knocked us out. I guess they left us for dead, and they just, like, saved us at some point. Oh, I'm skipping through all the dialogue really fast. I probably shouldn't be doing that. Especially because some people might be trying to watch this for posterity's sake, you know, reliving their old dreams, and I'm just talking over everything. Are you mad at me? The answer is yes, she's mad. So one of the things I wanted to check out before we started the game actually was that I know in the Lost Stage, the second part to this game, there are monsters that have rare drops, and those rare drops are really good. But the way that you get them is that you use the djinn that you end up picking up after the tutorial level. You use the djinn, and if they're elementally weak to that element, then they have a double the drop rate, I believe it is. And so I was checking out to make sure that I could have to pick up any of those rare items on the way, just because they're fun to pick up. I like grinding for those kinds of things, and it made me kind of sad because I don't get those until about 3/4 of the way into the game, with the first one being an Altmiller cave, which happens after you go through the desert and after you take the boat across the sea. So I don't have to worry about that for a long time. Oh, okay, I skipped that dialogue option. That's my bad. Yeah, me and Buff have been working a lot. Do you think you'd be any different if you had stronger abilities? Yes, if we cheated, we could have won. I mean, we still would have got knocked out, I think, but I think you hit that cutscene regardless of how the fight ends. But she definitely still has me, but I have sad face because I want to see my dad, you know? I've been there. I get that. Oh man, it's still going. I've been skipping a lot of dialogue. I've been talking through this, and I think we've been here for like 5 minutes. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But that's what it feels like. Oh man. Alright. Yeah, Mount Aleph is the source of all synergy. It's pretty awesome. And again, Mount Alf, I miss it. I miss it. Yes, I do want to still go. She doesn't want me to go because she doesn't want adventures. Yeah. Oh, it's really long. Look, she even fell off the cliff. Or the house. She died. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. She didn't die. Haha. My foot fell in the roof. This is why you don't make roofs out of straw. Oh, man. I also don't know why they're standing on it. I guess it didn't make it out of straw. It's probably got like some wood underneath, and then he stands on there and he's like, "What's wrong with that?" Like, it's kind of nice that they do try to put the humor in, though. I don't think it's not uncharming. Yeah, it is cheap humor. I don't disagree with that. Oh, you meant you meant the houses are made out of straw because they're cheap. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Alright, call her Dora. She's exploring. Jesus, we're still here. Oh, taking a stretch, drinking the water. That's what we're gonna do. I could have renamed Jenna, but I just really didn't feel like it. Also, if you happen to remember the code to transfer your saves into the Lost Stage from Golden Sun, let me know, because I forget how to do that. There's a lot of people here, they all talk about things. Yeah, we just started. Well, we're 26 minutes into the stream, given I spent like the first 15 trying to find out how to do things, so I'm not going to completely blame the game, but yeah, there's a lot of shit happening here. And they want to use Kraden, who I used to call Kraden, which I think I'm still going to call him Kraden because, you know, it's like one letter away from being Kraken, but we'll see. Yeah, and then blue people are back. It took them 3 years to come back. I don't know what the fuck they were... sorry, excuse my language. I don't know what they were doing in that time. So we'll have to see. What are we doing? And they're like, ooh, were you eavesdropping? Oh, callback. I guess you're right. Who are they? Yes, this appointment is enough to drive you away. I think now that we're not like 12 years old, we're now 15, it makes a big difference. Now they're just like, we're not going to kill little kids. You guys are useful to us now that you can talk. I guess my character doesn't really talk, he just says yes and no. He's a lot like the characters from Final Fantasy XIV, the main characters, who just nods his head or shakes his head depending on what's going on, and everybody just delves all kinds of deep insight from that. And then you get more prologue here. What about the elements? The elements of alchemy. What do they do? How do they get there? Kraden's this really smart guy, but he's not very wise. I'll give him that his intelligence is probably like 16, 17, but his wisdom is definitely like -3. Yeah, exactly. Well, I like... I still like Final Fantasy XIV, but it's just that's what the silent main character just works really well for JRPGs, you know? Because then everybody else can just exposit to you. Alright, Kraden's like, I want to go with you. Come on. Alright, we're gonna go to the Soul Sanctum. Speaking of which, I think come the end of the month I might actually go back to playing 14. Maybe just, not like a whole lot, but just a little bit, just to get back into it. To see just a little bit. I don't know, I'm kind of regretting saying that out loud, because now I'm going to be held to that, but I'm thinking about it. It's definitely something I'm considering, but I just need to make sure that I've got time for it, because I've been a lot more busy now with school and everything, that, dedicating time to playing an MMO, I don't know if that's going to be worth it. But I do want to see Stormblood. It's definitely pretty exciting. Plus I like all the music. Oh my god, all the fucking music is so good. I really love all their composers that they've been taking in for 14. Alright, and then she walks over there because she's a terrible, terrible watch guard. And you just go up there and you go into the soul entrance. We're about to enter the sun. Alright, let's go. Alright. So, one of the things of the Soul Sanctum is that it's a tutorial level and you can only level up so much. You can only get to level 5 within this little... God damn it. You can only get to level 5 if you play through the tutorial. But what limits your level is actually not attached to the character Jenna. So that Jenna, who's in the party right now, sorry, you gotta hit A to talk to her. Jenna, she's useless to us in terms of like an overworld thing, but she's definitely decent within fights. But if she dies, then we can just continue leveling up for forever. So I'm actually going to defend with these two, and then, like, I don't know, like, make her bash somebody's face in with a stick, and then make sure that she dies. Because I just want to grind forever. That's my life. I'll grind to level 5 on its own, but... Oop. I think she's going to kill the bat there. God damn it. Fight Jenna. Kill her. Ah! Quit attacking Buff! There you go. That's the person we're trying to attack. Alright, well, this is going to be a lot of other enemies coming up, so I'm not too caught up on getting her killed in the first battle, but definitely pretty soon. Definitely soon. Alright. Wild mushrooms. Alright, cool. I'm actually going to take out one of these wild mushrooms, because I just don't want him to... I don't want too much damage to be going out every turn. Oh. One of the things also that I forgot is that unlike modern RPGs, this game, if you accidentally kill the enemy that you had set focus to, you just don't attack that turn. You just defend. So you really need to plan out how much HP, how much damage you're doing, and know which enemies you want to strike. For that reason. It's like the mushrooms take about 3 hits depending on who's attacking. I probably could have gone to the shop to go buy items and weapons and stuff, but I don't know. I need to go do that another time. Whoop. Ah, crap. Alright, well, that's not what I wanted to do. Didn't mean to hit the flee button. I'm just gonna run in a little circle here for a second. Alright, Jenna's almost dead. I wish I could attack her. I wish I could get my units to attack her. But it's not how this game works. How I miss Bravely Default. I haven't played Bravely Second. Not because of any particular reason. But, yeah. I'm sure it's good. I'm just gonna continue forward, killing everything in my way. Okay, I lost Bravely Second, I'm gonna be honest. I lost it. I don't know what happened. My friend bought me... my friend bought the game for me. You haven't finished Bravely Second either? Well, I don't feel so bad. Oh, I guess if it counts for anything, I haven't completed Bravely Default either. I've gotten to the end. I've gotten to the end, but I got really distracted grinding myself up and getting all the job points. Yeah, I guess you're right. You didn't lose the game, which does make a big difference. Hey, look, okay. I don't know if you're upset because I lost the game, or if it's because I haven't beaten Bravely Default, but you know what? Either way, it's definitely my fault. Alright, Jenna's dead. That also isn't sarcasm. It's genuinely my fault. I probably shouldn't have lost the game. I don't know how I lost the game. I had it for a day, and then it just disappeared. It was really sad. I don't know if my little brother had taken it or not. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Shouldn't have done that. I just felt bad. I've never lost a game within the first day of buying it. The only other game that has like a really short lifespan like that for me was Pokemon Crystal, actually. My first time buying Pokemon Crystal, I think it was before Gen 3 had come out, which is the reason why I bought Pokemon Crystal in the first place. But I already had a Game Boy Advance, so it wasn't my first game or even my second game. But I saw it. I actually bought it at a Fry's Electronics, and I picked it up. I convinced my mom. I was like, "Mom, I really need this game. I really need this game." And so she was just like, "Okay, Patrick, fine. You can have this game." And she bought it for me, and I was so excited. And I played it so much. I loved playing that game, and I messed up because I ended up losing the game inside, actually, the very room I'm sitting in at the moment. I'm not actually in my my house at the moment, but I actually ended up losing it in the very room I'm in at the moment, right after getting, right before Union Cave. And I remember this specifically because I'd call it Onion Cave all the time. And man, I was so sad. That was my first real Pokemon game, because the other one I had, Pokemon Silver, that one was in like a pack of like 50 games in one. So it's not really Pokemon Silver. It's, you know, it's Pokemon Silver that doesn't save. It doesn't have like an internal battery. And I lost that game within like a week. I'm pretty sure, because I had gone to my dad's house and then my parents split. And yeah, I lost it then. I was really sad. Anyway, I actually grinded up so much I had a Crocnaw before fighting Bugsy, which isn't like ridiculous, but I think it was just because Crocnaw was my only Pokemon, so I just really enjoyed like scratching the hell out of every single thing that was in front of me. I remember my first time through Silver on that 50 games in one, whatever. My first time playing Pokemon Silver, I actually I chose Cyndaquil. He was my first starter, and that was actually my first Pokemon. You know, 50 games in one. Red dog, like an actual red dog, or like, or is that a euphemism for something? May never know. I wonder if there's a way to drop the latency between the messages, or between me reading things and like when it comes out. Entei. Entei robbed you? What do you mean Entei robbed you? Empty dog. Learned quick. First level up too. It makes this go a lot faster. The one thing I'm not going to get used to in this house is that there's actually a telephone, like a house phone. Oh, I think I might actually need to pick up this phone call. So give me a second. I'll be right back. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. All right. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, so Entei shows up. Oh no. Oh no. Do you remember what city it was that he showed up at? Oh no. Because you were too low of a level at that point. So you couldn't beat him because you weren't fast enough to leave. Oh man. That's horrible. Oh, that sucks. So Entei mugged you. I understand now why you said that the red dog robbed you. It all makes sense to me. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve to get robbed like that. The Wind Gym City. The Wind Gym City. Right there next to Faulkner? Like the first gym leader? Whatever. Well, I probably have enough money for actual items at this point. Oh, dude, that sucks. Holy crap, that sucks. So you were just right at the beginning of the game. Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't grind as much as I have been. I'm just gonna turbo through this, grind a little bit like that. I just wanted to buy some good items. Just want to hit level 5. Ah, that's a lot of damage. Oh, that sucks. Wait, how high of a level were you? Because I mean, I think you need to get to Ekritik first in Crystal to be able to even spawn or start the trigger for the dogs. So you must have been at least that far. But I know that that's maybe like level 25. Like you don't need to be very high to get to Ekritik. So is it like really early in? Oh, your team was like 55? Oh, they were just all really weak though. Yeah, that makes sense. I get that. Yeah. You weren't out looking for a fight, but you just couldn't run. Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. What was your first shiny? Have you ever caught a shiny? I think you've caught a shiny in the wild. I'm pretty sure that isn't, you know, the red Gyarados. But do you remember what your first shiny was? Yeah. He is not a noble doggo. He killed you. Yeah. I'm gonna go back to go buy some items real fast, just because I want some stronger weapons to kill these enemies. You had a Rosalia? That's awesome. I've actually, I know that it's not really the same game, but I actually caught a shiny Rosalia in Pokemon Go. That made me pretty happy. Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I really enjoyed that. It's also a really strong one on that same note. So, like, I don't have to level it up, but its IVs are kind of crappy. Or, yeah. So, it's not going to be, like, super viable, but I guess it doesn't really matter. It's Pokemon Go. I can't imagine it gets that competitive. Well, now that I say that, I'm gonna eat my words, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Wait, how many shinies have you caught in the wild in general? I know my first shiny was a I think it was a golden Rattata? Yeah, I think it was the golden Rattata that was my first shiny. I didn't even it was like right at the beginning of the game too, Route 1 on Fire Red Leaf Green. My brother had actually caught a shiny first. One? That's it? Only the shiny Rosalia? Oh no. Oh no! I'm just gonna sell all our gear. Alright. Got all the items I need. Yeah. I remember playing through Pokemon Uranium. I think I caught a shiny in that too. I don't remember what it was, but I remember distinctly telling you that that I had caught one. I think it was the ninja fish? The kunai fish? That you find, I don't know, midway through the game, just about. Man, it's been a long time since I played Uranium. I didn't beat that game either. Apparently it's really hard, and I know I wasn't that far. I was fighting the Hokage. Ah, that's my bad. Yeah, that was just because the Nuzlocke rules applied even for competitive play with with the online. That was really unfortunate. I really didn't expect that to happen. Like, because it's just competitive. It's supposed to be about dying, you know. That's the whole point of it. That's the fun. And then your mons were dead. So that was really unfortunate. I'm glad I was able to revive them, but I know it wasn't the same after that point. No. It's never the same. I think I'm starting to learn that I don't want to Nuzlocke a game on its first way through. Oh, I bet. Oh, I bet you were scared. That was frightening. Like, it was horrible. Horrible. But yeah, even with Sun and Moon, I played through the first time and I didn't do a Nuzlocke, even though like I'm confident in my ability to play. I think knowing what's ahead of you, unless you're playing a randomizer obviously, but knowing what's ahead of you makes such a big difference that like I wasn't gonna not play through and find out what I needed to do. Because I lost a couple of really good Pokemon in that. I think I lost a Lantern. I think I lost not a Vulpix. I lost a lot of them. I don't know, a lot of my favorite Pokemon. I almost lost my Lurantis too. I think it got dropped to like 2 HP. Fighting one of the random trainers with the Wind Z move, the Supersonic Sky Strike, and I was so frightened because I had a contrary Lurantis. It wasn't shiny or anything, but I was just happy. Oh, I did find a shiny crab brawler there, though. My first crab brawler in normal Sun and Moon. I just wish that he was a little bit better of a Pokemon, you know? Crab brawler or his evolved form, which is escaping me right now. The Yeti one. God, I can't remember what it's called right now. That's awful. I'm normally really good with the names. I was gonna say Crawdont, but that's not. It's not Crawdont. Crawdont's the cool water dark one from Generation 3. I really like Crawdont too. I just like crab Pokemon. I don't know what it is. Like, if making all water teams is so easy for me because I just love so many of the water Pokemon that I have access to in the game. Yeah, that's Corphish. Corphish. I just wish I could get Corphish earlier. And owl Pokemon. Oh, they are good owl Pokemon. There's only 2 owl Pokemon, isn't there? What do you call them? I don't remember where the treasure chest is. It's not here. I don't think it's here. But isn't it just Decidueye and Hoot Hoot? I like Decidueye and Hoot Hoot. I like both of them very much. But yeah. At least you can make a full team of... No, you can't. I was going to say you can make a full team of 6, but no, Noctowl doesn't have a third... Or the Hoot Hoot doesn't have a third form, sadly. Hoot Hoot should have a third form is all I'm saying. A Noctowl with better moveset. Unpopular opinions. Do I have the gem on me? I do. I'm an idiot. I picked it up because I knew that I needed to from just instinctual experience, and I was like, where is the other thing? Shuckle does not need an evolution. Can you imagine Shuckle with Eviolite? Even if its evolution was an incredibly strong tank with like some actual HP, I think Shuckle with Eviolite would just trump that regardless. Shuckle's fine the way he is. The Amaze! In the Amaze! I like the little ghosts in this. They're cool. No, I'm saying it's a bad idea. Don't give. I'm gonna firmly stay with my stance that Shuckle does not deserve an evolution. There's just too many good strategies that you could use with. I guess you wouldn't buff up Shuckle's stats with an Eviolite though. That's kind of dumb. It'd be redundant. You'd be taking literally 1 damage. Gen 7? It's already Gen 7. It's Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon. You mean Gen 8? I wish auto attack was a thing. These bats are annoying. Yeah, okay. I'm holding out for Gen 8. I'm sure that it's going to come out at some point. I think I was seeing something by somebody that Gen 8 was going to be coming out relatively soon. Or not relatively soon, next year. But I don't know. I want to play Let's Go first when I get the opportunity to. Obviously picking up the Pikachu edition, Eevee can suck. But I don't know. I'm kind of excited that they're going to be splitting it. Yeah, next August? Okay, that makes sense. I'm excited that they're splitting it up into a hardcore and a normal core. Or I guess an easy and like a normal set of mainline games, which is kind of cool. So that they can both be parallel with each other. Ah, I can't grind anymore. I goofed. What level am I? 3? Oh, I'm a little under leveled. What's in this room? It's the moon. Oh, so much shit. Man, it's been 50 minutes and I've only gotten through the first dungeon. Alright. I don't know. I wonder how hard it actually is going to be, though, the Pokemon games, once we get to that point. Just because I can't imagine that Game Freak's going to make it so challenging. I guess what I really want Game Freak to do, more so than anything else, is actually not balance difficulty, but make it so that anybody who's playing the game has an easy transition from the main story to the competitive aspect of the game. Because right now, there's like nothing. Oh man. Alright, this is a long cutscene. I'm just gonna skip it. Turbo. I'm done. It's a trap. Oh my god. Anyway, you're not supposed to hit that. I screwed up. I forgot. Alright. Anyway. I hope they really bridge that gap of difficulty for Pokemon at some point. Just because, again, competitive is so much harder than the normal game is, and it's a completely different like play style as well that the game does not set you up for. Like, I can't imagine there is a single playthrough from anyone where their Pokemon that they took from the very beginning of the game is in their competitive team. Like, not like some iteration of it or like they bred down. Like, I mean, the very starter that they had is still good for competitive. And I don't know the best way to be able to solve that issue without, like, taking away a lot of the complex mechanics that the game has. I guess the other option would be maybe just not having such a complex mechanic in terms of leveling, or in terms of, like, EVs, IVs, and stuff like that. Oh, really? Were you already like grinding for IVs and trying to catch things the right way the entire way? Because, again, like, there was one run that I did on a Pokemon Emerald run I actually made that I grinded up and I was EV grinding Macho Brace style. Oh, you got lucky. Damn. Oh, that's fortunate then. That's really fortunate. But yeah, I EV grinded Macho Brace style like on Absols for like 40 minutes, leveling up my Blaziken's attack like a silly man, not knowing that the physical special split had happened already, or hadn't happened yet. And so I was like, why is Fire Punch not doing damage? And well, the answer was because Fire Punch is a special move. So I goofed, but I also learned. I just learned a lot in that run. I mean, I could have checked Bulbapedia, you know, to be like, oh, what kind of move is this move? But again, that was before I was really into competitive. I just knew a lot about EVs and IVs. I was like, I know how to do that. But so that made a big difference, grinding Absols, because Sky Uppercuts were murdering everything. Like, I had never felt so powerful not being as leveled up as I was. Like, I soft reset for nature on that Torchic and everything. I chose an adamant Torchic, and I was Sky Uppercutting Salamences to kill him. So that was really satisfying. I didn't realize how big of a difference EVs can make into a game until then. So I don't know. I guess with the hardcore games that Pokemon would be making, I can't think of a way to bridge that without it being just a chore to play. Because grinding EV stats, and even with like the concessions that they made with like the bags and stuff, the training bags, it's just not, it's not fun. You know, I don't like running around playing soccer with all of them. Or at least I was in Gen 6. I can't remember how you do it in Gen 7. I think I just fed my, I don't know, do you just Pokemon on me? No, I don't remember. I think you still do the bags. Anyway, I don't like the bags. I don't like the bags at all. I didn't like that whatsoever. But it beats doing EV training the slowest way. See, Kraden's dumb. He's like, is that the ocean? Like, we're in a fucking cave. Excuse my language. I can't say the F word. We're in a cave? So, like, I don't understand why he's thinking that this is the ocean. I mean, that's how I infer it's always been. You know, we're still in this cave at this point. But anyway, God, this tutorial's long. The elemental stars are in here, and so we need to go get all the elemental stars and put them in mithril bags so that we can like control them the right way. But if we take the stars, it causes chaos in Mount Aleph, which makes the volcano erupt. Oh, spoilers. Mercury star of water. Oh, this is actually where I learned elemental affinities and stuff with oh gosh, elemental affinities with the planets. Mercury being water, Mars being fire, Jupiter being wind, and Venus being earth. I know Venus is Aphrodite in like Roman mythology, and she's made out of like sea foam. At least in I know she's sea foam in Greek mythology. And study of alchemy, all that. But I've always made that connection. Jupiter makes sense, you know, Zeus. Zeus has winds and lightning, so I can stand behind that. Mars is like fire and Aries, you know, war. So I guess I can make that connection myself. I don't know Mercury. I don't know that connection so much as I'm going through this. But yeah, that's just how it is. Yeah. That's where we're at right now. So this tutorial's still going. They're still talking about how we're going to make it. Now we have to make the boys do it because Jenna's dead, so she can't jump. So that's just how it happens. Just life. Alright, we're going to go get it. There's a specific pattern that you have to make it. I don't know if that pattern is indicative of anything particularly. It's been a long time since I've played this. So we'll find out. Let me drink some water. You got all the mithril bags. Alright. Not that way. Which one do I get first? I think I get Mercury first, if I remember correctly. No, not Mercury first. Is it Venus? Yeah, it's Venus first, then Mercury, then Jupiter, then Mars, I think. So I don't think there's any particular order to this that like makes rational sense. I just know that that's the way it has to happen. But there you go. The Venus star. Alright. And then we get this. Sprinting around so that I can get these things in a quick rate. I've been playing Dragalia Lost. I know I made a video about that earlier. But I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. It's a lot of fun. For a mobile game, I think it's probably one of the better ones I've played. Again, I haven't played Fate Grand Order, but their little card thing, at least from what I've seen of Fate Grand Order, is pretty similar to the card system in Dragalia. But the characters that you draw in Dragalia are... don't play FGO? Okay, I won't. Don't worry. It never seemed that interesting to me. I won't play Fate. Oh, is it? Is it not fun? Like, how do you play Fate Grand Order? Like, is there anything specific about it? I think I get Jupiter. There you go. Again, I don't think I'm going to play Fate Grand Order, but like knowing about it is always kind of nice because like then I have comparisons. Because again, like right now, oh, without an auto mode, oh no. Not that like every game needs an auto mode, but it's very nice to have, especially for that. Can you not skip cutscenes? That's one of the things I like about Dragalia Lost. Even though I've been reading for the story, and there's a setting that automatically skips cutscenes that you've already seen, which is very nice. I absolutely, like, it takes so long to progress in Dragalia. It's ridiculous. So long. Oh, yeah, that's the issue with Dragalia as well. The cutscenes go on forever. I've been playing it, and the tutorial goes on for 2 chapters. There's not even a whole lot of missions in that, but because of the way that it paces itself, and you have to and the long loading screens and everything, because the characters are all in 3D models and everything, it's just, oh, it takes so long. That's one of my only gripes with it, though. I think it's fun outside of that. I think it's really fun. I like the different combat styles that it has. It's got like 8 different ones. And the gacha system, at least right now, as far as I know, and again, it could just be that the game's new, so that's the reason why. But the gacha system right now is very fair, and it's been very nice to, you know, just feel like I'm, I don't know, being, not being a sucker and being suckered for all my cash, because that sucks. But yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. All the characters in the game as well, the 4-star characters that you get through just normal play, are all viable. So that's cool. I really like that. Oh, it's Felix. It's not possible. You died when the boulder hit you. Giant meatballs did not kill Felix. He was also hiding in an inn earlier. I skipped that part, but just because it's unimportant. But yeah, the 4-star characters that you get in the game are viable as units, and from what I've heard from like details on like the Reddits and stuff like that as well, the 4-star characters are viable into endgame, and even if you do want to upgrade them into 5-star, it's only a small difference in strength and might, which, you know, makes a difference at the, you know, very far end of the game. You know, obviously if you're playing at that high of a level, but the only endgame content right now that I can see is like cooperative raids, which, don't get me wrong, they are very fun. I like the raids. Like, that whole raiding system in general is, I don't know, it's just nice to have an MMO where like I can feel like I'm actually playing with somebody else, as compared to just like, you know, in Brave Exvius where you only borrow somebody's ability for a turn, you know, for a round, or you use their character. And it's like actually playing with other people, which has its own ups and downs. Like, the host has a lot of power, and if the host decided to quit, which happens kind of often because it's a mobile game, you kind of put in a really bad position, and, you know, it'll kick you from the game. So that kind of sucks. But I do like the raids. I hope that they like really accent and work on those raids, because I think that the game, if they do it right, can be absolutely fantastic. Alright, and grab the Mars Star. The last one, it's also subsequently the last one that you do in the games in general. So, that's the thing. Well, Venus and Mercury are the 2 stars that we're going to deal with in this game. So that's cool. Alright, and then all the water is going away because this volcanic crater is drowning. Yeah. Again, if you want a friend code, if you want my friend code, or if you want to play it at all, I know it's a gacha game, so, you know, whatever. But it seems pretty fair right now, the free-to-play at least. So, if you want to play, let me know. I like playing the game. It is a lot of fun. But it does take a little bit of time. The story is kind of gripping as well. The music's pretty good too. Actually, the music is pretty great. When I made the video, a lot of people were commenting about, a couple people were commenting about how good the music was and how I wasn't using like the vocals, and that I regret that, because the music is awesome. The art's a little bit more fan servicey than I'm used to, like even in comparison to like Fire Emblem Heroes. Like, I think every single woman has ginormous breasts in that game, but the art style is still pretty, you know, nice. Well, it's either ginormous breasts or they're lollies. There's no in between, you know. It's got the League of Legends Riot problem before they introduced Jinx. Oh, so I'm not gonna lie to you. This has taken 15 minutes. This whole little section. Like, I had to stop for a second to like drink water, but like I've been consistently hitting the A button. Yeah, but all the characters have pretty good voice acting, and they all have their own little like character depth analysis moments within the game, so you can go check that out, and it's actually a lot of fun. But I'm sure that there are tons of people with their waifus. I haven't been on the Reddit in a couple days, so there's probably tons of fan art on there with, you know, the main character and waifus. As is tradition. Alright, we were hiding behind a statue. I really like the little animations that they have for the characters. They feel just so, like, jolly and lifelike. Or maybe not lifelike, but just, I don't know, animated, I guess is the best way to say it. I think they will hurt Jenna. I think most decisions in the game aren't, even the yes or no decisions don't really give any actual like volition in the game. I don't think there's anything that changes. So, ooh, there it is. I actually really like this song. It's a little like bass notes. Yeah, and then you have the little horns that come in. Nope, and then he's using Synergy to stop the volcano from erupting. At least that's what you're supposed to infer from that. I didn't really know what the fuck was happening when I was young. The wise one. I always found that this, the wise one was a little weird. Just like a floating rock with an eyeball. Like, I don't know where that stems from in any sort of mythology of any sort, but he exists. That is a thing. At least in this game. And I feel like this game's really good about the mythology and like the mythos that it draws from. Alchemy, the stars, you know, the power of magics, you know. I really liked it. And even like the map, I believe this is this continent that we're on right now is Gondwan. And Gondwan was in a long time ago. There was a place called Gondwanaland. A long time ago. It was like Pangea times, or a little before that. I'll pull up some maps or something at some point, but it's kind of cool that they pull through like, I don't know, like a really ancient things to try and give themselves that, I don't know, that ethos that like we know what we're talking about, and they pull in tons of information from like things like Lemuria, like old alchemical things, which I guess is, you know, right there within like anime tropes, you know. Here are some old ancient, you know, yes, that floating eye thing saved it. Here's some old ancient European ideas on alchemy and mythology and stuff, so let's do that. Which, you know, works because, you know, I've got that, not that I'm European, but that, that's the kind of, you know, background that I have with mythology. So to see that kind of shown within the game is nice. To see those creatures, to see the places, to see the ideas of, you know, the fountains of youth, the eternal life, things along those lines are all really awesome. And I think that these original two games, Golden Sun and then The Lost Age, are really good about bringing that home. The Lost Age more so than this game. But they really fleshed out like the worlds that are in them, which is really cool. But Dark Dawn, it suffers from a different problem. Not that it isn't a fun game, it's just not the same game quite. And I wish, like, again, I liked Dark Dawn enough to max every single character out. I played through it, collected everything that I needed to collect. And the music, oh my gosh, the music is incredible. I really like the composer for the Golden Sun games. I can't remember his name at the moment, but he's also the one who did the Tales games on PlayStation 2. I don't know if he continues to do them now, but those games have incredible soundtracks, and you know, because of that, all these characters in this game also have incredible soundtracks. But anyway, got sidetracked. Dark Dawn's got its own issues. It's not a bad JRPG, but I think that it has a lot of points of no return, which make it feel distinctly different from this game, Golden Sun and The Lost Age. Because, yes, for instance, like, I'm never going to be able to come back to the Soul Sanctum. And in The Lost Age, I can't go back to Vale, which is this area right now because of, you know, story reasons. But for the most part, you have freedom to move wherever you want in the game. In Dark Dawn, there are literal points of no return where there are cities you will never be able to walk back to, which feels really weird for a JRPG to do, to just kind of railroad you in to a specific path and then never let you go back to other things. Which, again, like, even though I like Final Fantasy 13, I think that that's the same problem there. It's just that, you know, the railroading happens, and by the time you get the freedom to move, it feels a little, what's the word I'm looking for? Invalid, I guess? Or it's too little too late, because you can't go back to the other places in Cocoon, you know? You're stuck on the or maybe Cocoon's the bottom planet. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played 13 as well. But you're stuck down there, and you can't really move around and do all the fun things. And Jenna and Kraden, they're prisoners? Yes, they are. You think they can be saved? Yeah, sure. Yeah, they're with Felix. Yeah, so that was my spiel on stuff. I feel like I've been talking for a while, and I feel like I haven't gotten anywhere in this game. Hopefully it'll start to pick up once I get a little bit farther in. I might grind a little bit just to pick my levels up to about 11 or 12 before I go forward, just because I want to pick up Mia before continuing on. Can't remember what I named her in this. I think Blue. It's a good name. Solid name. You can name every single character in this game, I believe, except for Dora. You can't name Dora. It's unfortunate. I think you can name Kraden, though. And Jenna. But again, I can't remember the name for the life of me. Of not the name, the code for the life of me to be able to transfer saves. And I've been looking in places, like, on multiple occasions to try to find that code. I used to think it was like hit L, A, and select on the title screen so that you'll be able to get that code to pop up, and it's like a written code, and then there's like a link cable code. Which, the link cable code obviously is way faster, but it's hard to do. It's hard to pull off. So, I never really worried about that one so much. The wise one has spoken. Oh, man. My finger's mashing the A button. Ooh. Yeah. So this is Golden Sun. The beginning of this game is hot garbage, but it definitely picks up as the game starts to go on forward. It's not so talky. The narrative slows down. Yeah, we're still here. We're still in the tutorial, and we're about to hit once we leave here, we're actually going to be hitting another tutorial. Thankfully, the game is going to pick up from that point in. But that last tutorial we gotta do with the Djinn is gonna take so long. Oh man, it's gonna take forever. It's gonna take so long. I'm actually gonna skip through it I'm just gonna turbo through it. I have no interest in playing through that part. Yeah, not at all. Not at all. But on the other note, I'm actually kind of happy because this channel is not new, because this is the same channel I used from like 9 months ago. But now that I've been posting a little bit more often, have videos up, and like I'm being more active on it, I'm seeing that it's growing. Like the other day I gained like 3 subscribers, which I know isn't a whole lot like on the grand scale of things. You know, it's only 3, but there were 3 people that weren't even, as far as I know, they weren't even my friends, you know? And so, you know, like, it's kind of nice to have outside people come in and see that kind of response. It's just really nice. I don't know. I feel like even though it's small, like, eventually it'll get faster if I keep on it and work on it and keep producing work that's good. Yeah, Joy's definitely one of them. I think Joy's one of, like, my first, like, 10 subscribers. But, yeah. How have you been feeling about, like, the... Did you watch the Dragalia Lost review by any chance? If you didn't, it's okay, like, I get it. But I wanted to know how you felt about, like, the editing styles that I was using through it. Like, if it was good, if you like the background, or if you want, like, the background to change a little bit. I don't know. Or even just, like, the gameplay review. Oh, okay. It's all good. Did you watch the, what was the one before that? The, oh man, I don't remember the other video I made. The Brock video. How did you feel about that one? I know you told me about the voices being a little quiet, but yeah, no problem. I'll be playing this probably for another 4 or 5 hours, I think. So, yeah, the Pokemon one, the Brock one. Yeah, but it, I will definitely catch you later if you gotta head out. I'm gonna be playing this and talking about the game as I'm going through, so that's definitely a thing that's gonna happen. It'll be nice to have a little bit of a VOD as I'm going through. Alright, finally, after an hour and 20 minutes, we are past the tutorial. Alright. And this is the world map. I like how it shimmers, which is kind of weird. It makes you feel like you're having a stroke. But it also moves slightly as you're kind of walking through, which gives it this nice feel of, like, grand openness. Really like it. I've always really liked it. Also, zombies. Oh, these zombies have a lot of HP. I forgot about that. I'm gonna have to get this Djinn. Or Jin, sorry. I love the art for the Jin. I love him. He is so cute. I want 10 of them. I want a little plushie. I don't even like plushies that much. I just I just want a little squishy thing that looks like him. His name is Flint. Yep, I'll take Flint with me. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna skip through this. Alright, yeah. Yep. Alright. Oh god, it's still going. Yes, I got all that. Alright. Thankfully there's that cutscene's done with. But the Jinn are really fun. I really enjoyed them and their inclusion through the game. Because they have the summons. Which, this first one isn't too great. But the summon mechanic is so much fun throughout the game. You get all kinds of different ones. Or I guess in this game you actually don't get too many different ones. You just get the 4. But in the next game you end up picking up the rare summons. The ones that are that are locked behind the tablets. And that's when the game really starts picking up. I'm gonna pick up Ivan. So, Ivan is the first NP or player. Oh fuck! Goddammit. Ivan's the first ally we get to pick up, which is cool. And he's a Jupiter adept, which means that he has the wind elemental magic that's super useful for this point in the game. I want to get to him now while we're still kind of underleveled so that I'm not wasting too much time. I think he comes at level 3. A little cutscene right here. The mountain's erupting, actually, as this is happening. And so this little cutscene with the bald man happens. And they're trying to head back to their old city of Kale, and Master Hammett, who's Ivan's adopted father, basically, is trying to head back there, but he can't at the moment. And then these giant ice cubes are falling from the sky, which are supposed to be boulders from the eruption. So, yeah. And they have to go back to Lumpa. Or a Lumpa. Lumpa is basically this, like, city of thieves. Which, the thought of a city of thieves is always really, like, it's always really confused me. Because it would mean that there is, in that city, everybody would steal from each other. And how would you get anything done? You wouldn't. You wouldn't get anything done because everybody would just be doing crime. And at that point, it's just normal and it's not crime. It's just, you know, outside identities and how that's done. But later on, it's told that they kind of like pillage from other people, and that's the big deal there. So, yeah. I'm gonna go grab Ivan really fast. He wants to mind read me so that he can find out what I'm here for and why he's got the synergy. And it's kind of nice because he can, because he reads his mind, or our mind, I guess. It means that we don't have to actually talk to him. He just talks to us, talks through us, I guess. Yes, we'll get the rod back. All right, cool. The rod is actually a key item. Big bow. Big bow and buff. Alright. And then they can read each other's minds. And this is when it introduces the idea that we can mind read other people. But yeah. So once we finish this dialogue, we're going to go out and we're going to go and find the... there's a little spot, there's a little tiny area to the east of Lumpa, or not to the east of Lumpa, to the east of, oh gosh, Vault, where we're in right now. Right near one of the passages that we need to go to that has really strong enemies, or at least strong enemies for this point. When we're going to basically grind there for a little bit, or a little chunk of time. Oh gosh. I have to help him out first. So the easiest way to do this is actually to set mind read to L. Mind read these people. And these people know because these people are shady. Easiest way to progress this. I thought I could take Ivan already, which is unfortunate. And the rest of them are in the inn. If you notice, well, I guess you can't really see right here, but up there, down there, there's the Jinn. That's one of the ones that you can pick up later in the game. He's a little bit hard to get because there's a time-based puzzle that you need to solve, and it's a pain. I remember having a lot of struggles with that while growing up, but you can't do it right now. That little stone circle right there is actually where you start that mission at, or start that little side dungeon at. We'll talk to, ignore those people. We're just gonna go up to the second story right now. And then we find these two people, these brigands, these thieves from Lumpa that are up there. And they're just really scared of a kid, and then like right here you notice that they're just gonna move around, so what you have to do is leave, and they're gonna be like, we need to team up. So now what we gotta do is you gotta pin one of them together as we surround them. Because thankfully this game is not like real life. So all you don't have to worry about them like jumping through like a bed or anything like that to get away from you. And now we trap them. Yep. That was a lot more simple than I was expecting. Normally I don't. I think you don't need to trap both of them. I think you only need to trip one, but this is very efficient. Nope, he read their mind. He knows where it's at. Nope, they're all hiding it in the inn. So we need to get to the top of the inn. Alright. Oops. Come on, computer. Don't do that. Anyway, so now that that's happened, they're like, my friend, he's supposed to be up there fixing the roof, but he's not. And normally you wouldn't be able to move this box as a normal human being, but Synergy is convenient because it lets you move things from a distance. And he's wrapped up and tied up because this is where they're storing all the stuff at. Oh, I gotta move. Cool. Cut him free from the ropes. I love the sprite work in this game. It's very nice. Oh, he got whacked in the face from behind by the bandits. And they tied him up. But look at the little treasure chest. That's where the things are. So, yeah, he doesn't remember the crates. And they've been found out. And we play the villain theme. And so we're going to get to fight a orange guy who's, you know, colored like a normal human being. And then 2 purple people. Which I'm sure isn't that they're actually purple skinned. It's that, you know, they're just palette swapped for that main guy, and so that, you know, that's a way to differentiate them as being not the main enemies. Yeah. And Dodonpa is an evil thief. And that's why he's vicious. So, you know, not all the thieves apparently are bad, which, you know, I guess that makes sense. You have characters kind of like Robin Hood, you know, when you're doing it for you know, quote unquote right reasons. You know, that's just how it happens. I don't think I have any oil drops though, so we have to actually use strong magics to deal with this. Thankfully, Synergy is very powerful, and he used the nerve. God damn it! So that's the way that they're gonna heal themselves. That's gonna take out a large chunk of the damage that we dealt to them already. And Ivan does a lot of damage with this Synergy, thankfully. Ooh, the smoke bomb put some delusion on us. The delusion's basically a blind. I think this is the first debuff that we experience in the game, actually. Ooh, and then he uses slice. Very strong move. And then I'm actually gonna hit him with flint now that his ads are gone. And then we're just gonna hit him with ray because it just does more. It does 40 damage as compared to Ivan's. Oh, he's weak to earth. If you notice, he did two screams. He went like, I don't know, if I could replay it I would, but he made 2 screams as well as our damage having a triple exclamation mark, which means that he was weak to that element. I think he's weak to all elements, but it makes a big difference with it makes a big difference when it comes to Jin and getting drop rates. Not so much in this game because again, rare drops aren't until the very end, but right now doing that just means that you'll do more damage, and now they're just laying there from having dealt with stealing the stuff. So once we finish this and I return Master Hammett's rod to Ivan, I'm actually going to be taking a small break, grabbing some more water, and then we'll start this back up again. So that's what I'm gonna be doing. Um, they bring in the mayor and they tie all these guys up, and throw them in the jail, and they unlock all the chests. Yeah. But it's kind of nice. Like, again, this game, I have a lot of fond memories of it. I used to grind up a lot when I was a lot younger because this was like the only game I had, you know? So I tried to make the most out of it, and I absolutely loved fighting the monsters. I thought synergy was so cool. I remember being like 6 years old, going into kindergarten, first grade. I guess it would be actually just first grade. And my friends used to play like superpowers and magic. And I never had like magic, quote unquote, but I had synergy, which was so much fun to like use because it did so many crazy things. You caused earthquakes, which makes the ground go up in the sky, and you can see the bottom of the earth. It was really cool. I really enjoyed that. But my friends used to make fun of me because they hadn't played the game. They didn't know what I was talking about, and so I kind of was a little aloof because of that reason. But it was still well liked. It was just they didn't know what I was talking about when we did play those things. God, there's a lot of space in between a lot of this text as it's coming through. Dodonpa knows how to move from Kaylee. And basically, essentially, he's just telling Ivan that his dad is safe, or his master Hanet is safe, and he's in Lunpa, but he should be all right because they're not gonna kill him. They want to extort him for money, so he'll be fine for now. All right. Yeah. So, anyway, sorry, the phone rang, and I was trying to see if I could hear who it was. Ivan gets the rod, and he's going to leave our party for a little bit. So, finishing this up, trying not to grind too much before we get to the other point. But, again, I said I was going to take a small break. Should be back within, I don't know, 2 minutes or so. I'm going to take a small break, let the game music play, and I will be right back. Alright, I'm back. So, I'm trying to get to the Mercury Lighthouse today. Whether or not that's going to be doable is a different question. And I'm definitely going to give it a shot. So, I'm actually not going to come back to these guys for a little bit. I need to have a little bit more money. I'm going to try to avoid as many fights as I possibly can. Again, I just really don't want to grind without Ivan in the party. I'm just going to waste too much time. We actually don't have to go to Lumpa or anything to go start Ivan's fighting. We just need to go to the Gondawan Pass. Or Goma Cave, sorry. Gondawan Pass was me farther up. Sorry. Ate a chocolate. And it did not sit well. God damn it. There we go. There we go. Taking my time, moving over here. Then we need to hit the move button. Ah, we don't have enough PP for move. And we can't move it because it's got a little wind on it. A little vines. But now we have a problem solver in our team. To move the stump, we need Whirlwind. So we use Whirlwind, which will take all the leaves off of that little stump. Which we've already seen in the little party menu. Which is cool though. I like that the magic is tied into solutions to problems. I've always really liked that in games. Even when I play tabletop on my own, I really enjoy putting ways to make magic a way to be a key to the solutions. Ivan's just a young guy, and he wants to help us out, which is good, because we need him on the team to be able to progress through the story. So, before we progress with that, what I want to show is that there are some places in the game that have little glitched areas. Let me just check to see what level Ivan is. He's 4. So he's actually, let's see, he needs 80 more XP. He's actually right where we need him to be for the game to be able to play and progress. So there's a little place, one of the areas in this game that's kind of nice because of the way that the architecture of the maps is set up. So if you notice that those enemies were weak to wind elemental damage. If you notice the triple exclamation marks. So it's always good to know that. But right here, nope, zombie. I'm gonna just fight him. There's no point in not. Alright, felled the zombie. So right here, in this little tiny corner right here, we can actually, no, maybe if I do it right, I need to actually do it right. We'll find out what element he's weak to. It's not wind. Maybe water. I think it might be right here. Very specific area right here. Ah, no, I'm only spawning zombies at the moment. We'll see if I can get it to happen. There you go. So I'm gonna hit that. There we go. So what you would have noticed right there is that the ghost that we're fighting, that's not a normal enemy for this zone. That's actually an enemy for this next zone that we're going to be approaching. I'm probably going to have to heal up buff at some point. I'm just going to cast my Venus spell. Each of these summons that are there, they actually increase the strength by the affinity of whoever's using them. The little ping right there was the summoned unit. Once he was in recharge, he actually needs to come off of recharge to be able to be used again. So there we go. So we're just gonna sit right here. We want to level them up just a little bit more. There we go, rat soldiers. These are fun to fight. These guys are kind of strong, but these are the specific enemies that'll have the most amount of HP or the most amount of XP that they'll give us after everything's said and done. Those armored rats also give a ton of XP, and they're all weak to fire, which is really convenient for us since Garrett's right here, or buff is right here. But yeah, as you can see, they eat a lot of damage. So what we do here, I'm actually going to cast an herb on Big Bo and then have Garrett heal himself, because Garrett can survive, but Ivan probably won't if he gets hit. And right now we're in a spot where Kinos doesn't have enough HP to be able to, or any PP to be able to heal people. So what we're gonna do, now that we're getting some level ups, ooh, skeletons. So the skeleton's weak to earth. Oop, he dodged the attack. There is an avoid rate in the game. I don't know the exact specifics around the avoid rate that the enemies have, but I mean, it exists. Something to keep in mind. So there you go. The vermin are dead. Yeah, we're just gonna do that. These enemies are pretty weak, but again, it's not about them right now. Let's see. I'm actually going to go into the inn, spend some money, and then get some new items for everybody. Which, speaking of which, I need to equip the bandit sword onto somebody. It's a little bit less damage technically than the longsword, but the fact that it has a special ability attached to it is going to make up for that substantially. So, yeah. So, the battle axe is also really good. It increases damage by a significant amount, and so we're going to replace Garrett with that. The short sword Ivan can use, but there's no point. Right now we can use this magic rod though, which is slightly stronger than the shaman's rod and also has a special affinity attached to it. Again, Ivan doesn't have a really high base strength, but that's okay. He doesn't need something super, powerful at this point in the game. There's no magic armor at this point either, so what we're gonna do is just continue on fighting things. Now that, there you go, the rapid smash. Again, it's the same idea, the ability slice that we saw earlier from the bandits as we were taking care of them in the attic. It's that ability, which is a double hit attack. We also have access to all of our synergy, which is going to be very important for as we're grinding up here. Because we want every kind of bit of benefit that we can get. Merc also puts enemies to sleep. Ray. Ghosts are weak to lightning. The skeletons are weak to fire. And I believe the zombies are weak to water. Alright, this guy's still alive. So the armored rats, again, they're not super powerful. They have a lot of defense though. So that's the thing we gotta keep in mind as we're going in. I was hoping that I'd get a rapid smash or a merc or something. But again, he's not too hard, but lots of XP for killing him. So these enemies, I could just go into the cave and just level up there, because basically these are the same enemies. But the benefit of fighting the rats particularly than anything else is that they give a lot of money. Earthquake, fire, and then rain. There you go. And then we're getting some levels. No, again, nothing too hard. Flare wall from Garrett, which is always good. Once we get Ivan up to about 85 HP, though, we open up a new grinding spot. Ooh. I should have actually... There we go. Cool. It's kind of funny right now, Garrett, because of the costs of all the synergy, Kinos is actually burning through a lot of his mana really fast in a way that normally you wouldn't see. But Garrett, now that he's got Flare Wall, is going to finally start dealing that same amount of damage that he needs to be able to keep up the damage. Venus is a very strong summon at this point. Having the Jhin available to you is whatever, to be completely honest. Oh, and then Merc knocked him out. So that's good. It's always nice to have sleep enemies. Makes it easier to kill them. They don't do damage. Obviously, against a single Amaze, we're not gonna like lose. They don't do enough damage. Rapid Smash is an item. Rapid Smash is a ability that they're actually weak to. So that was kind of nice to get that super effective damage on them, which I believe modifies the damage by about a time and a half. And right now we're starting to see all the mana consumption really start to catch up to us. But we get some more levels, grind a little bit more. It should hopefully not take too much longer. Yeah, the fact that we have Rapid Smash, sure, not every attack is that powerful, but the fact that we have that available to us just does so much in benefit. Yeah, and now we're just taking things out. The strength increases from our leveling up as well, our grinding, are pretty substantial. All I'm trying to do is really get us to about a level 11. Once I get to that point, then I'm gonna maybe I'll get us to level 10, and then we're gonna go up and grab Mia, who's one of the Mercury Synergists in the Arctic Tundra. She's also really useful for the team, super useful. She's one of the best dedicated healers that there is, because she can provide AoE heals as compared to just single target heals like Isaac can at the moment. We'll eventually go into the class system as well, because the class system is kind of important to which type of abilities you have access to at any given time. But at the moment, we don't need to. zombies weak against fire. There you go. Yeah, so I was just leveling. I want to make sure that I'm using the same abilities as always. Keeping that up. Again, I don't want to totally mess up and not do enough damage to these enemies. Some synergy actually is stronger than others, just in terms of raw power because of the way that it splits the damage. Some abilities, like Earthquake for instance, do a lot of damage to a set amount of units. So for instance, right here we're attacking up to 5, and we're going to do, you know, we saw a 50 damage, but mostly around the high 30s, low 40s. Whereas if we use Spire, we should be getting a higher damage amount for the single target. Yeah, we're hitting a 50 without it being super effective. Now, it's really important to keep that in mind, that certain abilities will be more effective because of the fact that they're single target, or their AoE is a lot smaller. It's part of the reason why spells like Tornado or Whirlwind, aren't as strong, whereas something like Flare Wall is. See, also the cost of it as well is lower. So Ray's been doing substantially about 45 damage or so, whereas Whirlwind did about 25 to all of them. Ray is just a significantly stronger spell in general, and it's because its entire stat line is limited to its entire magic line is limited to those 3 people. Ray also costs a little bit more in terms of mana. But what I'm going to do is we're going to walk around a little bit, and we're going to find a specific area. I'm actually going to save the game at the moment because we haven't saved yet. And one of the areas in this game that exists basically connects with a very scary... Yeah, it's right here. So, these enemies can basically one-shot all of our team at the moment. I didn't want to run into them right now. But the funny part about this... Oh, he's dead. The funny part about this is that I actually found out about this place on accident on my first run through the game. Yeah, that was a lot of XP. So he learned Plasma, and they both gained a ton in that fight, but Garrett died, which is very unfortunate because now the XP gain for everybody's going to be a little off. There'll be some units that'll be a little bit stronger than the other ones are. There you go. The Ray kills everybody. Anyway, so I found that little specific area on accident one day. It was my first time playing through the game, and in that first time playing, I ended up getting this far. I hadn't saved or anything. I was just really excited to be playing for, you know, a game for as long as I had. There you go. Alright, sorry, I need to go find the Sanctum, and I can't remember exactly where it's at. I think it's right here? Nope. There it is. Sanctum is how you revive. There you go. I'm gonna go get some armor as well. But anyway, I found that place on accident my first time playing through, and there's really strong enemies on that side of the map because you're not supposed to fight them until after you've already completed the Mercury Lighthouse. You're not supposed to fight them until after the Mercury Lighthouse and until after completing all the things with the Trunt Tree, the Treant Tree. Sorry, it's been a while. And because of that reason, I hadn't really grinded up, and the highest level you can be at that point is 5, which is very low. And so as I was going through that, I gotta take that out. As I was going through that, I found an ape. And the apes in this game are they kind of stand out. They have a distinct look to them that's very, I don't know, I think it's cool. I like the way that they look. They look like a really buff, like tailless monkeys, I guess, that stand about human sized. And so they're really cool enemies. I really like their model. But when you're fighting those and you're not expecting it because you're level 5, some things happen. So right about here is where you'll have that crossover. And that, oh man. And so for the longest time, I had no idea where I was on the map to have that happen to me. Because, you know, it's essentially just connected to that little bottom corner of the map. And it's because on the other side is the desert. But I didn't know. And so for a long time, I just thought I hallucinated that issue, or like I glitched the game out so bad that there's no coming back from that. But now I know better, and it's just because there's little tiny encounter rates, especially around this edge of the map, that that just spawn those enemies. So now that I know, it's kind of cool because it's a high-level grinding place if you can get the spawn to happen, but I'm not having any luck right now. Yeah, but I mean, I remember traveling across this little peninsula island for forever, just trying to find out where that enemy spawn was, because I wanted to validate myself. I wanted to be like, oh, this is how it happened. This is why I remember this. I'm not crazy. This is a real thing, you know. But it wasn't until about a couple years ago that I finally found that area, and it was kind of nice to see that other people had found it too. Yeah, there it is, the ape and the mole. Yeah, I remember this specifically. God, it was frightening. But I'm glad that I did it. And these enemies are also resistant to wind damage, so it makes it kind of hard. I believe they're weak to fire. There it is. There's the damage that we were looking for. And I believe Plasma is a much stronger move than Ray, but not by a whole lot. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. That's a lot of damage. Whew. Oh man, I really need to kill him on this turn. There it is. The mole's party goes down. You learn Volcano. Which, again, like I mentioned before, there are some moves that are just really good single target moves. Volcano actually isn't the one that's the strongest single target. He gets a move called Heat Wave that is a better single target move. Yeah, but Spire, very good. Volcano, good too, but just not the same. So we're going to Plasma down. And, oof, we're going to Spire again. Get that 51 damage, try and do whatever we possibly can. So just knock that guy out. Yeah, 65 damage coming through that. Earthquake, we're just going to Earthquake again, and then we're going to Flare Wall. Focus on the ape, because I want to take him down. Ooh, that's just a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. But thankfully, the other guy's dead. And we get the ape too. Woo! That's a lot of money too. So we got a heal. And we've gotten very lucky that Ivan hasn't gotten targeted, because if he gets targeted, he dies. There's like no getting around that. Yeah, there it is. Alright. Alright, that's dead. I'm just trying to walk around right now to get a little bit of mana back. Walking around on the overworld gives mana, so doing that is always a choice. You can. Yeah. Again, I don't need to grind as much as I am, but I think it's kind of nice to be able to show this place that once baffled me. So again, up there you have that zone right there with the skeletons and the ghosts. And just south you have the death heads and the spirits. Woo! This is going to be a very hard battle. We may lose, actually. Woo! I'm actually going to... he's got the item. Anyway, well, that's just how it works sometimes. No, he's level 8 Windseer. But they give really strong healing items as well. If you noticed, we got a nut from that. Nuts are really good, if you couldn't imagine. They heal 200 HP, if I remember correctly, which is substantially more than anything close to what we have at the moment. There we go. Get some heals. If I remember correctly, every time that a unit dies, it increases the cost for revives. I could be wrong. Again, it could be based on something different. Could be based off of like a percentage of your maximum money, which makes sense, but I believe it does get just more expensive, so you want to not die as much as possible. But unfortunately, they cast ice a bunch of times, so it's hard to balance that out. Ooh, the death heads again. So, it's just what we're going to have to deal with. We're just going to take out this side of the map real fast if we can. Alright. Earthquake. So now we're running into an issue where I have to choose which side I want to kill. Woo! It is scary. Very tough. Very tough fight. We're going to use a Venus, a Volcano, and then a Ray again. Alright. We got everybody. Level 9. Woo! Got some nuts as well. So, probably going to use those to heal. Actually, we've got a bunch of herbs. So, might as well just use those. If not, they're just vendor trash at that point. So, I might as well use it now. Alright. Earthquake. Flare wall. Plasma. Ooh. Alright. We did a lot of damage there, but I think we'll be able to take him out. Whew. There it is. But anyway, I really wanted to get through that story right there. The finding the apes in this bottom right corner, because again, I genuinely believed that that wasn't a thing, you know? I genuinely believed that I had hallucinated the whole thing and that I could never explain how that happened. But it happened. It's kind of like one of my friends actually, when playing Star Wars Knights of the Republic, I know it's a different game, but the first one, the first Knights of the Old Republic, he ended up having a glitch or something wrong happened where he could return to Taurus, you know, and there was a bunch of Zalbors and all, in his world map or his galaxy map was actually, instead of it being a galaxy map, it was like a T3, the T3 that you get, and he's never been able to like tell he's never been able to find any other information online about that kind of like what happened. Like how did they even see that happen? But when I was playing through it on my own for a playthrough that I was trying to make at some point, but it kind of fell through over time. When I was doing my playthrough, I actually ended up finding out that there were other people that had something similar, very similar, happen to them. And it was kind of nice to be able to tell them, like, hey, you know, like, remember what you saw? That's real, you know? And yeah, I felt like it was kind of nice and validating, especially when something happens and you just can't explain it because you can't recreate it. Oh, I hope this doesn't hit Ivan. Oh, he's dead. There's no getting around that. Well, he died. Well, on the plus side, we got the XP. I think I'm going to actually stop the grind right there. We're all about level 9, almost 10. Leaving this area at about that level is perfect, because we'll get up there, up to Mia, pick up a couple of the rare items, and it'll be easy. We're not going to run from any of the battles, but I'm definitely going to speed through them as we're, you know, just coming through already treaded ground. So let's see. Oh, talked to him on the wrong side. Yeah, so you notice like all the revives are getting like $20 more expensive each time. Which, you know, is whatever. Did I? Okay, I have. Good. For a second I was worried that I hadn't increased the mic volume the entire time that I've been doing this. So now that we've grinded, I think I kind of want to spawn it one more time just because it's very validating to go in. I don't know. Again, I know I've mentioned it already, but it's so nice to be able to see that little area really have a purpose as I'm going forward. So, and boop. No. There we go. The ape and the dirge. So, I believe at level 13. Ooh, that ransack hurt. And we'll just spire him, I think. Plasma. Just because it does a little bit more damage. Not a whole lot more. Oh, of course. Uh-oh, plasma. I gotta hope that takes him down. A vial. I believe that restores 500 HP. Yeah, Net's 200, Vial's 500, which is nice. You can kind of give you a grasp on what level we're supposed to be going forward into that point of the game. Well, I got more XP. I was hoping that I'd be able to live, but, you know. Tough stuff happens sometimes. Alright. Alright, 180 for that. It could also be the cost could also be connected to level, which is possible, because we have been gaining levels in between each fight. But yeah. Anyway, so now we're here. We're going through Goma range so that we can actually progress the game. And onward to Bilibin. There it is. So this is a little cave. The Goma cave, actually. First one you get to. At the end of the dungeon, we create a little path right here that shortens everything. So we can just skip through all the rest of the paths next time. Can't this time, though, so that's unfortunate. But we're just going to kill through those enemies. Well, give me a moment. I need to take a break. Hey everybody, well I'm going to stop the stream early. I need to take a small break, but I'll be back at some point today to finish this up. And then we'll get to the end of the Mercury Lighthouse. Take it easy.